Hi there and welcome to this week's live stream GuitarQuest lesson. So we will be continuing with GuitarQuest 4, as you probably know. And so yeah, we'll just sort of pick up where we left off last time and see where we end up today. So let's, well, a couple of housekeeping things first. If you're on a device that might have any notifications pinging away, then please do turn them off. It's always best to have you know, just no distractions while we're doing the lessons. And if there's any children watching, then I would suggest just have an adult in the room just to help guide through any ideas that you might find difficult. Now, I've just noticed this bag, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. So yes, it's not quite as a bit clean looking in the background. Okay, so let's get started with tuning then. So we'll tune by ear again, which we've been doing for the whole of the GuitarQuest 4 series. So we start with our bottom E string, so hopefully your sounds like that. Okay, and then when we're happy that's in tune, we go to the 5th fret, this is our note A. That's correct, so then we tune our open 5th string until it sounds the same. And when you're happy with that, you go to the 5th fret on the 5th string, which is the D. And adjust your D 4th string until it sounds the same. And again, when you're happy with that, you then go to the 5th fret on the 4th string, which is the G. And then you adjust the 3rd string until it sounds the same. And again, once you're happy with that, we go to the 3rd string of the 4th fret for the B. So this is the only one that's different. So you play that, compare your 2nd string to the 3rd string 4th, and then adjust that 2nd string if you need to. And then once you're happy with that, we go back to the 5th fret, this is the note E. And we compare the open 1st string to that 2nd string 5th fret, and you know, adjust that until it sounds the same. And then once you're happy, hopefully everything's in tune, so then we just strum a few chords just to kind of listen out and make sure everything sounds kind of like it should do, basically. So let's start with an E minor, just nice and easy. So hopefully you get that kind of sound, and if there's any anything that sounds a little bit more discordant than that, then there's something a little bit out, so just go back and double check them. But obviously for now we're going to assume we're in tune. So, so that's E minor. Let's try a C as well. So it's nice and clear. And just last one, we'll go for a G. Okay. So again, remembering when you're tuning guitar by ear, you might strum one chord and think it sounds great, and then you try a couple of other chords, you're like, something's a little bit out, you know, and so it's just a bit of trial and error kind of thing. So just, yeah, be always kind of listening for that sort of thing. So, okay, we are going to crack on with our warm-ups we've been doing the last few weeks. So, first one is the chromatic exercise. So this is working the left hand and the right hand. So we're going to start on the 6th string, open string. Then we go to the 1st fret with the 1st finger, 2nd fret with the 2nd finger, 3rd fret with the 3rd finger. And we just work our way across all the strings in the same manner. So just a quick demonstration before we play it together. So we'll be on the 6th string, then we go 5th string, same on the 4th, same on the 3rd, same on the 2nd, same on the 1st. And when we get to the 1st string 3rd fret, we play that note once before we start coming back down. Everything in reverse, so 3, 2, 1, 0 in terms of the frets. Obviously, if you've watched these lessons before, then you'll probably know this exercise now anyway. So, but yeah, let's give it a go. So we just take it sort of fairly slow, so this kind of speed. And on your right hand, just try and make sure you keep alternating your index and middle fingers. Or if you wanted an additional challenge, you could try alternating your middle and 3rd fingers. That's a little bit harder, but it's a good skill to develop, really. So let's try it. Let's see how we get on. So after 4, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Third, everything in reverse now. So the 3rd string, 3rd fret, 4th string, 3rd, 5th string, 3rd, and 6th string, 3rd. Okay, so that's a good one. Obviously, if you find it easy, you can go a little bit quicker. But we're going to move on from that. So the other things we talked about over the last couple of lessons actually, was playing some chords and playing some arpeggio kind of ideas with them. So we've been through the chords A, D and E. So just to recap, what we're going to do on an A chord is start on the 5th string with the thumb, and then we're going to play the 1st string with the 3rd finger, then the 2nd string with the middle finger, and then the index finger will play the 3rd string. So we get this kind of group of 4 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of the beats. Or if you're counting the strings, for example, go string 5, 1, 2, 3. Or in terms of your right hand, what you'll be doing, you go thumb, 3rd finger, middle finger, index finger. So different ways to think about it, whatever works for you, whatever you feel you need to focus on until it becomes a bit more instinctive. So that's the first half of a bar of A. Then the second half we're going to play the 6th string with the thumb, but the other 3 stay the same. So we get this kind of sound. Okay, and then we're going to change to a D chord. So with the D, we make obviously the D chord shape, and our top three strings are the same fingers and everything on your plucking hand. That is. This time your thumb's going to start on the 4th string, and then you come over to the 5th string, and you get that kind of same pattern. Okay, and then the final chord we're going to play is an E, and this one's a little bit different. So we start on the 6th string. The other 3 are the same again. This time we're going to go to the 5th string for the kind of the alternate bass note. Okay, and we're going to do that pattern twice on every chord. So just to demonstrate, we're going to go from A. So we've done that twice now, and then to D. Back to A. And that would be just a chord sequence, nothing in particular, but it's just very good practice on getting the right hand fingers moving. So let's try it together. We're going to go a little bit slower. So after 4 we'll get this kind of speed, that kind of thing. Okay, so here we go after 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th string, 6th, changing to the D chord. And to E. Back to A. Okay, and that's where we'll finish. So we're just going to do that one more time, but we're going to go a little bit faster. Okay, so we'll go more of this kind of speed. So it almost hopefully sounds a little bit more like you might expect a song or something to sound anyway. So, okay, so after 4, so the speed would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that'd be our counting. Okay, so good luck everybody. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to increase a little bit from there. Sorry, my fault. To D. go around it again, you can try and increase the speed, whatever feels comfortable really. But it just makes your chord playing a little bit more interesting if you can incorporate some of that. You know, if the tune or whatever it is you're playing sort of allows it really. You know, some songs are going to lend itself to that, some aren't. So you just have to kind of, excuse me, you just have to, I suppose, decide what you think sounds right, and does it create the sound and the style that you want on whatever it is you're playing. So, okay, so let's move on then. So over the last week or two, we have been looking at playing the notes in the 5th position. So back in GuitarQuest 3, we learnt the notes on the top three strings in the 5th position. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B and C. And then over the last couple of weeks we've looked at the lower notes. So we're down 6th string 5th fret, that's our A, then B at the 7th, C at the 8th, that's on the 6th string I should say. Then we come to the 5th string, we've got D at the 5th fret, E at the 7th, F at the 8th, and then we have the G on the 4th string, which, talk about that in a second. So G at the 5th fret and A at the 7th. And so remember, like these notes here, all the ones at the 5th fret and the B maybe at the 4th as well, you can relate that back to how we tuned the guitar when we were doing it by ear. So you know, you might be looking at it thinking, oh, I'm looking at the notes at the 5th fret, and your mind goes a bit blank over what those notes actually are. But if you think of it, or one way you could think of it is, well, I know how to tune the guitar, so therefore I know what those notes are. It's just, it's a slightly different context to perhaps how you're thinking of it when you're reading music or whatever. So, so yeah, whatever works for you to kind of bring it all together is basically what I'm getting at. So, okay. So one of the exercises we had to go at the other week was the A natural minor scale, which is exercise 19. So we're going to play through that together now because that works on all the notes in the 5th position. But there is one little caveat to that we just need to discuss. So we start off on the first 8 notes there that we just talked about. Then after we played that A, what we need to do is get the note B, and so to do that we're going to move to the 3rd string 4th fret with the 1st finger. So technically we're in the 4th position here because our 1st finger lines up at the 4th fret. Then the middle finger is going to get the C and the pinky finger gets the D, so it's frets 4, 5 and 7. And then as we come to the 2nd string to continue the scale, we move back up to 5th position and we can get E, F and G. And then obviously A to finish with. So we're not going to do the 2 notes there, we're just going to finish at the A because that's the nature of a scale. So just to demonstrate, we're going to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, then we drop down a position for B, C and D, then we come back again on the 2nd string, E, F and G, and then we get to the A. And it's exactly the same in reverse. So as we come back down, the G, F and E, when we come to the 3rd string, what you've got to try and remember when you go for that D at the 7th fret is try and get onto the pinky finger rather than the 3rd so that your other fingers line up. So that is better to do that than to do stay there and then have to move. It's not necessarily wrong to do that, it's just perhaps not as clean as it is doing that. So yeah, so we've come down here, we move to the 4th position, and we come back to the 5th, and just work our way back down until we get to the A again. So hopefully that all makes sense. We did talk about that in a bit more detail in the last lesson, so do check that one out if any of that doesn't make sense. But let's try it now. So this is our A natural minor scale. So after 4, just nice and slow. Okay, here we go. So 3, 4. Position, back to the 5th position, it's our top note, and then we come back down again, get the next note with the pinky finger here, and then we come back into the 5th position, basically it. And if you practice that and just see, you start running through it and it just what it's really useful for is getting you into the idea that your hand is going to go up and down the fretboard a little bit when you're playing. That's really common. We try not to do it as much as possible, but it will happen. So that's really useful to get into the habit of that. And also it's great coordination practice. And if you say the note names out loud as well, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, and so on, again, it just helps reinforce all these notes in this area of the fretboard, so that ultimately where you want to get to with it is, if you look at a piece of music and you see the notes A, B, C, do you play it down there or do you play it there? And it's going to depend kind of like what else is around that, like what follows or perhaps what precedes it, and that sort of guides you as to whether it's better to play it in one position or the other. But in order to have that flexibility, you need to know what those notes are. So that's why I kind of go on about that sort of thing. So hopefully that makes sense, and just sort of good luck with learning it, really. So okay, so that's the A natural minor scale. What we're going to do now is go back in exercise. We're going to go back to exercise 18, which is basically exercise 17 but played with swing. So we're going to attempt that now. Again, we played this in previous weeks, in previous lessons, so I'm not going to go over it too much. It's all the notes we just talked about. The only one to watch out for is the B flat, which is the 4th string at the 8th fret. So that crops up in bar 5 and bar 6. Other than that, hopefully these notes are all okay. And then we just got to finish off with that A5 chord, so it's the A and the E. And again, there'll be a bit more about these kind of chords a little bit later in the book. So if that doesn't make sense just yet, don't worry, we will get onto that. So okay, but let's try it then. So this is Neon Glow, exercise 18, with the swing feel. You can play the whole thing with your thumb or your fingers on your right hand, whatever you prefer, really. So it's good practice, whichever option. So let's give it a go. Here we go. After 4, good luck. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Second line. B flat there. And again, and the last line. Back to the beginning. B flat again. And again here, and then the last line again. And finish on that chord. Okay, cool. So if that went well, give yourself a pat on the back. It's one we played a few times before, so hopefully it's kind of sinking in, making sense. Hopefully these notes around the 5th position are starting to become a little bit more familiar, at least. And we're going to move on. So let's turn the page and we're going to have a look at page 14. So in the last lesson we looked at exercise 20. So this is very straightforward, kind of similar to the arpeggios that we were playing earlier in the lesson. This time the thumb plays the 6th string, and we're going to then go on the right hand here. So index finger plays 3rd string, middle finger plays 2nd string, and your 3rd finger plays 1st string. And we're going to do them in that order. So string 6, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and so there's lots of open strings. So I'll just play through without any of the repeats just to demonstrate. So we start on the bottom E, then 3 open strings, then we go to an F sharp, 3 open strings, then the G, open strings again, back to the F sharp, and ignoring the repeat but carrying on, so we end up on a C, 5th string, 3rd fret, same open strings, then to the B, down to an A, the open 5th, and then back to the B, and then you would do the repeat and the DCL coda, and then eventually when we get down to the coda, you play the bottom E string and then you pluck the top 3 strings all together. And that's how we are doing this one. So in terms of the structure, we play bars 1 to 4, then we do them again. Then we play bars 5 to 8 and we play those again. Then the DCL coda instruction kicks in, so we go back to beginning, we play bars 1 to 4 again, and then we kick in with the coda, which is bar 9. So, I think this one's relatively straightforward. As long as you are happy with finding the bass notes, really the rest of it should fall into place. But yeah, let me know what you think. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it a little bit, but yeah, let's try it together then. So after 4, same kind of speed as I just demonstrated. Okay, so here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the F sharp, G, back to F sharp. I'm going to repeat that, so back to the beginning, to F sharp, up to G, second line F sharp, then we go to C, 5th string, 3rd fret, B, down to our open A, up to the B again, go back to bar 5 for the repeat, C there, down to the B, open A, and then the B, then we go back to the beginning of the piece, bar 1, and our F sharp, up to G, back to F sharp, and then our coda is going to kick in a second. So we've got the bottom E, 2, and then the 3 strings together. Okay, so hopefully straightforward enough. So do let me know, but I'm going to assume it is, and we're going to push on to exercise 21, which is kind of very similar really, except this time kind of like very similar to the way we played the arpeggios at the beginning of the session today, where we played the bass note and then the strings 1, 2 and 3. That's basically what we're going to do in this one. So we play 6th string, 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string, and we do that twice in the first bar. Then our bass notes effectively just change exactly as in exercise 20. So we go to the F sharp, and up to G, back to the F sharp. So our top 3 strings are staying the same, just strings 1, 2 and 3 each time, so it's only the bass note that's changing there. Then you would play that again because it's following exactly the same structure as Farewell, exercise 20. So when we get into bar 5, we hit the C, we do that twice, then down to the B, do that twice, down to the A, play that twice, back to the B, and then we would repeat, and we go back to beginning, and eventually get around to the coda, and it finishes in exactly the same way. So let's try it together. hopefully, again, this is okay to attempt it, because we've done that little bit of arpeggio playing at the beginning, so you've got an idea of what the right hand's doing. And because we played exercise 20 before, the bass note's doing exactly the same thing, so in theory it should all line up. But we all know practice doesn't necessarily go quite that way, so just do as best you can with it, and we'll see how we get on. So after 4, remember we're in kind of quaver territory now, or 8th notes, so it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay, so we'll go a little bit slower than that, but that's effectively the sort of speed, that's the way it would be counted, okay. So here we go, after 4, okay, so 3, 4. So F sharp. Back to the beginning, to the bottom E, and the F sharp at the 2nd fret, then G at the 3rd fret, F sharp, then we go to the C, 5th string, 3rd fret, then B, back to bar 5 for the repeat, and down to the note B, and down to A, back up to B, and back to beginning, and the F sharp, and G at the 3rd fret, and F sharp, and we're going to come to the coda, so bottom E, 2, and then top 3 strings. Okay, so that is exercise 21, Moonlight. So I'm just going to put the music on, we'll have a listen and see what you think. So let me just bring that music up onto the screen. Okay, and hope you enjoy this one. Okay, great. So that was exercise 21 and Moonlight. And that is going to be a good place for us to finish up for today. So more of a focus, I think, on the right hand or your plucking hand, assuming you're playing right hand guitar. Yeah, you know, it's just it's kind of technique and so on. And again, remember, with the purpose of these lessons is really that you learn enough that you can, I don't know, go and attempt other tunes, go and watch other videos online and that kind of thing, and be able to keep up with what's going on. So hopefully that helps with that kind of thing. If you like your fingerstyle guitar playing, that kind of arpeggio idea is really common, really important. So yeah, definitely something to get to grips with. Okay, so we'll leave it there for today. So things to practice this week. We'll keep going with our arpeggios and our A natural minor warm-up, or A natural minor scale. We'll do that as a bit of a warm-up next time. Other than that, probably exercise 21 would be the main one. I think we'll get stuck into that and then just try and push on with a little bit more. And actually the tune you could hear with exercise 21 is going to be exercise 22. So that just gives you a heads up of what we're going to be doing, and it's going to be more practice of playing in the 5th position. So if you're finding playing in the 5th position tricky, then it's going to be worth just revisiting some of those notes, perhaps go back to the GuitarQuest 3 lessons. They're right near the end of the course. The last few exercises were all about playing in the 5th position on the higher strings, so do check those out if you need to. Otherwise, yeah, if you enjoyed the lesson, please give it a thumbs up. Backing tracks are all available on my YouTube channel as well, so do head there and check them out and play along with them. They're there for your benefit, so hopefully you can, you know, if you play along with them, it just helps guide you through the timing and the notes and everything. So, but yeah, thank you for everyone who watched today and tuned in, and I will see you same sort of time next week. So have a great week and happy practicing. I will see you soon. Alright, take care then. Bye bye.